Hello, Amanda Newworth here, and I thought I'd start off with New Zealand for my chums over the ditch there. And I just starting off with the simple little search here. So the Electoral Commission uses a company called Catalyst. So I thought we could just have a little look at Catalyst. And look, it looks pretty nice there. Electoral Commission. Fantastic, yeah, okay, we've got definite connection there. Okay, so let's go and have a look at Australia there. Virtual classrooms. Oh, this is interesting. Look, we've got Canada over here. So let's have a look at Canada. Okay, let's just have a little look. Okay, case studies. They're pretty happy. They've got New Zealand Tourism, Monash University, Samba and French government, Drupal, New Zealand Customs, I think that's a Queensland University, that one, University of Canberra, La Trobe University, and, well, there you go. That's pretty interesting. All right. So they're all into government management systems. Okay. I just thought that was kind of interesting. But what I did was I thought I'd Google Catalyst with Azure and AWS, just because of the fact that we know that the software behind things. So the AWS and came up with this. So that's another indicator there, and this is nice and fresh, back 2020, just a couple of months ago. Okay, so it really is just saying about how they've got a vested interest in the successful digital transformation, extending their software for campaigns. All right, fundamentally believe that in the digital era, cyber resilience is a key to preserving trust in democracy. Okay, so there was the first one, and we've had a little look at the wonderful Catalyst. But what I found when I put the two together, Catalyst, Azure and AWS, we came up with Catalyst 2. So it's Catalyst Cloud creates, Partner Hub responds to that software, Catalyst Cloud. Okay, so it's quite good to have a little bit of a squeeze around and see what else is happening. So let's go and have a look at this. All right, so we've got it being, or just solutions, architecture, securing, providing hassle-free solutions, all that stuff. Finding your way. So Catalyst 2, finding your way around these two. And we know already what these two are. They're solution architecture, optimizing. So this is interesting. Incidentally, Catalyst 2 can also support you in migrating from to another platform. Okay, AWS everywhere. Okay, so they're in Brotherhood. So here we go. So that's the AWS, but it's managed public cloud. You've got Office and all sorts of things going on there. All right, so you could be assured that the fingers are in the pie. All right, so I'm just going to look at this. Yeah, it was Catalyst. Here we go. So back to Australia, going to look at the Northern Territory. So when I Googled the software for Northern Territory, I've got this one here. So it's F1 Solutions, and they're pretty proud of all of their fabulous work there. The ELAPs didn't get me very far. So I just kept on having a little look here about the F1 Solutions. I looked on through the robust solutions, automation, enhanced communication. And they're really pretty much into how good they are. And then just have a look at their products. So they've got the F1 Advantage and they've got AWS, Cloud, and they also work with this other one. Okay, so here we are again. So I looked at this one. It was just so that we could see what this Azure was. So it's all about integration, so that you just can see that it's not me making it up. And also that AWS is Amazon Web Services without an argument. Okay, so that's Northern Territory. And I went and had a look at South Australia a little bit closer. And we've got Appbation. So let's have a look at Appbation. So with Appbation, let's have a little look down here. Oh, yes. Levels of government, etc., etc. They're pretty proud of themselves. 40,000 downloads, but did you know that they are involved with AWS and Micro? There we go. So it's not really an argument there either. And I came across, while I was looking at this, an interesting article. And it was in relationship to South Australia. And it was, but when I came to this, it didn't actually say anything about South Australia, but here it is back in 2018. So AEC pulled up over $27 million Fuji Xerox scanning system. Only just a bit of short change there, a little bit of loose coinage, right? Okay, so it was a bit of a rouse, I think. So among the procured services was Fuji Xerox Business Force. So the tender was for 19, and then there was also included was the Senate scanning services for 1.6 million. 27 million. Okay, so that's back then. And I just go, wow, there's a lot of money happening. There's a lot of money going out. So I just thought I'd Google this, of course, and came up with this second one. Okay, second article. And we are back in 2018. And its scrutiny is checking votes for the 2016 federal election were tasked with watching an average of 15 vote counting machines each. A damning government audit was revealed. Election workers from across the political spectrum described the vote checking process as ridiculous and impossible, with a small group of 3 or 4 volunteers struggling to watch as many as 60 screens simultaneously in one of the busiest counting centres. Under the Electoral Act, candidates can nominate scrutineers. Interesting to watch AEC staff counting votes and check they are accurately recorded. So it just was not able to be viewed properly, scrutinised properly. Yep. All right. So let's have a look at Fuji Xerox. Got lots of solutions. So it's Fujifilm and Xerox. So a Japanese company and an American company. Okay, look at this. Leverage the cloud for more efficient business. Oh, it looks fantastic. Home office, satellite office, in-transit, clients, all up in a cloud. Whose cloud would it be, do you think? Look at this. And I'll just zoom in and have a close look so I don't have to say it. There it is. There we go. Okay, I'll just zoom back out again. All right. Whew. Lovely. And I also found this little bit of info. This is about the Australian Electoral Commission tallies benefits of cloud services for election management. This is January 2020. So on Thursday, 11th of April, the Australian Electoral Commission had 780 employees. By Saturday, the 18th of May, it needed to meet the needs of approximately 90,000. So here we have the fabulous features, and they're going on about how they're really happy to help. Core systems of modernisation of the AEC has yet to begin, but it has made impressive progress with other transformation initiatives. Well, I'm sorry, but that just makes me a little bit, how you going? Because how much money is going into offshore? Okay, so during the most recent federal election, the AEC used Microsoft Azure to develop and manage its first suite of public-facing APIs, which exposed a range of data and services delivered by the Commission. Not making this up, friends, not making this up. Okay, so it's a pioneering cloud project for the federal government, as the AEC was the first federal agency to create an express route connection to Microsoft Azure, AU Central Regions, okay, which has been designed specifically to support critical national computing and has been rated to protected status by ASD. Well, they've leveraged themselves right into our electoral system, and I am not happy with that at all. And here's another article. So here it is, September 2020. AEC searches for the next postal vote data capture solution, because Fuji is being basically kicked out. And I can only imagine it was a placement there, a placeholder for a little while, so that the next tranche of software can come in and the next company can come in. Now, that means that all of our data is distributed in many different places. Have you ever wondered why we kept getting those crazy calls from places we don't know? Okay, so it's all about tendering documents through the tender situation there online. All right. So I was looking for Tasmania. I could not come across anything solid for Tasmania. But what I did come across with Tasmania was this company. It seems totally unrelated. But it actually showed another angle, another layer of transparency for us, but opaqueness for the New South Wales Electoral Commission. So here it is, right here. It's responsible for the enrolments of electors, electoral rolls, and conducting. The Commission originally introduced the iVote in 2011 to enable fantastically visually impaired people and other electors who would find it difficult or impossible to vote. So the challenge has been all about whatever. But anyway, AC stepped in for a fantastic solution. Okay, so AC3 is behind it all. All right, this was a good discovery. So let's have a look at technology. Oh, well, look at that. Look at that, lovelies. AWS. Look at that. Okay, so I'm sure there's lots of information there. The other thing that I saw here too were basically the partners. Okay, so we've got AWS, Hewlett-Packard, which I know have been machines that have been used for voting in the past. We've got the Microsoft partner there. We've got a malware company, Alto partnership, whatever that is, Syntrix, and also Cisco. And I'm going to have a look at Cisco in a moment, because you've got Hewlett and Packard again and Lenovo. So just so that it's clear, it's not like you can't get this one wrong. Anyway, I look at Cisco. Now, Cisco, you can look at the main website. You know, it's a headquarters are in San Jose. It's worldwide. There's a lot of products, but when you go to this list of acquisitions, so this is one of those companies that gobbles up all the computer softwares, and we've got all the routing and switches and gateways. There are so many. I'm just going to scroll down. By the count of it here, it doesn't quite match it, but I'd say there's probably about 100 companies they've gobbled up, perhaps, or even more. I'm not sure, but it's just all over the world. Just gobbled up, gobbled up, gobbled up. So there's loads and loads and loads of, okay, so let's go Cisco Systems. It's all about gobbling up, the Pac-Man. Anyway, I wanted to have another look at ScYTL too. So the confusion part of this, it's just, they're not very clear. Now, how can a bankrupt company be acquired after they were starting to sell off? So it's just another little changing where the zeros went and the names went, obviously. Now, it's acquired by Service Point Solutions as part of Paragon Group. I still cannot find anything on Paragon Group. So who are these guys? You know, what will you do? So they're cloud services as well. Yeah, cloud services. Not really giving much away. But for all those billions of dollars that was spent on acquiring or propping it up and developing ScYTL. So let's have a look at this website. Now, it should be gone if it was, it's just crazy. It should be gone if it went into bankruptcy. But here it's partnered. So it's not true. It was not true that they just disappeared. So remember, it's all about smart provinces and smart counties and smart countries and smart government for smart cities. So all of the other ones, we'll just have a quick look again. Swiss Post, which was indicated as well. Look after you. Okay. So on my journey there, I was looking at some other articles, and this one was in 2018. Electoral Commissioner Agency made the best of a tricky situation. So this is actually patting the back of the Electoral Commissioner in Australia. You know, it should be very incredibly proud of the efforts that were made. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy at all. You know, they were all patting themselves on the back for doing a great job. And then I came across this one too. Damning report finds AEC bungled security in 2016 elections after patting themselves on the back. And, you know, the Auditor General analysis of the election found the manual count was hugely expensive, adding 6 to 8 million on top of it. So all of that software that the Australians paid for, not the government, the Australians paid for, then didn't work out very well because of the way that they do their thing. So software from Fuji and an external IT company contracted. Okay, so that's a few years ago. So it was getting out. All that money went out, 27 million for that. And then it was adding this expense for the manual count. So I'd have thought, why not go and have a look at how much the Australian Electoral Commission is costing us. So from here, you go to this page, and from this link, oh, look at this. Additional funding includes 96 million over 3 years to upgrade and modernise our core infrastructure. 96 million. And that's our money going into those companies that have our data. I'm not happy. And another 6 million for an public exhibition space within the Museum of Australian Democracy, and upgrade the National Electoral Education Centre. People don't even know how the system works. You know, oh, incredible. And just before we go looking at the budget statements, I just want to remind you that in a financial statement, if we have this indicated, and say there's a 500, we need to add 3 zeros, just so you can remember. So this is actually the document link. Australian Electoral Commission, entity resources and plan performance. Okay, I don't even know that lovely paper. Okay, let's go here. Lovely. All right. So let's have a look at this. So that is 2019. It cost 181 million. You've got to add the threes. 181 million in 2019-20. So 2021, 200 million to run the AEC. When we've got an election on, they get an extra 200 million. Now, that 200 million is paying offshore companies. Part of it, part of this other here, we're paying 200 million a year for the Australian Electoral Commission. And in an election year, federal election year, another 200 million, $400 million for offshore companies to have our data and to tabulate. To tabulate. I'm gobsmacked. Anyway, my friends, I shall leave it there. And this concludes this little series. And it's time to get a little bit upset. I've got to go off now because that's made me upset.